It has begun, conference play underway in the first ever CAA Court Report. I'm Bobby Broyles, joined with CAAHoops.com, CAA basketball blogger, guru, Mike Litos. Mike, I'm going to steal a word from you. The rock fights have begun.
Well, they have. It's only begun early January, and a lot of the conference games we've seen, they're two-possession games at the under-4 media timeout, rebounds, foul shots. We've seen all of those things the coaches talk about come into play in the first 2 weeks of the season.
Now all the teams get a little break, and now we're back to our normal 2 games in a week. And it all resumes here on Wednesday night with 3 games at 7 o'clock. 2 3-1 teams, like you said, in the CAA will square off as Delaware plays host to Old Dominion. Northeastern hits the road to take on Hofstra, and the Tribe travel north to take on the Towson Tigers, as Towson will look to pick up their first conference win. Thursday night, a doubleheader on ESPNU, first beginning with 2 teams looking to get back in the win column as the VCU Rams play host to JMU.
Yeah, I think Matt Brady is walking into a buzzsaw right here. VCU, they've lost back-to-back games. They're back home in the Siegel Center where they play extremely well. It should be their 11th consecutive sellout. James Madison is a team looking for some confidence right now. They've lost a couple players off the roster. They're not playing as well, but remember, they beat VCU in the Siegel Center to end the regular season last season, so it's not like it can't be done. That's going to be a very interesting matchup. The team that needs confidence versus the team really angry.
That tip-off time is at 6 o'clock, and they will be followed by the Drexel Dragons coming off that home win versus VCU, taking on George Mason, the lone undefeated team left in CAA play.
Yeah, teams 1 and 2 in the conference preseason standings. Drexel clearly showed that they can play at the level everybody expected, which is at the top of the conference. George Mason at the top of the conference. We've talked about rock fights. They're going to be heaving boulders at each other all night.
That tip-off time is at 8 o'clock on ESPNU. And the 7 o'clock Thursday night game, it will be the UNCW Seahawks traveling to Atlanta to take on Georgia State.
Yeah, we mentioned a minute ago, 2 3-1 teams. You love what you could see what Buzz Peterson was getting done last year at UNC Wilmington. It's starting to pay off right now. You see what's going on down at Georgia State. It's just amazing to think that when we get past the quarter post of the season, one of these teams is going to be 4-1 and really sitting in a very good spot for that coveted Friday bye.
And that game can be seen on Comcast Sports Southeast, Time Warner Cable in the Wilmington area, and on the Comcast network. Saturday's televised games tip off at noon, beginning in Norfolk as the Monarchs play host to Mike Moore and Hofstra.
Yeah, Hofstra, we mentioned it with James Madison a couple minutes ago, a team really looking for a confidence-boosting win. This is going to be a very finesse team in Hofstra. They like to whip the ball around the perimeter, get Mike Moore some shots against really, the defense and rebounding of Blaine Taylor and the Old Dominion Monarchs. Fun game, contrasting styles.
At 4, it will be VCU invading the Bob Carpenter Center to take on the Delaware Blue Hens. And Mike, this could be a big week for Delaware, like you're saying, playing 2 games at home against 2 of the usual frontrunners in the league.
Oh, absolutely. And this is the kind of game where, come late February when we're looking at tiebreaker scenarios, these are the games that Delaware is going to win. They impact now in terms of your confidence and what you think you can do, which is beat the teams like VCU at the top of the conference. But it's going to come into play in February when you've got a lot of teams bunched up around the 12-6 area for that Friday bye. But yeah, Monte Ross really has them playing well. We mentioned the freshmen, Jamel Hagans, Devon Sadler. If they really start getting it going, they can be a dangerous team.
And the nightcap, it will be George Mason heading to Harrisonburg to take on JMU. Should be an exciting one between 2 teams that love to push the pace.
Yeah, we talk about rock fights a lot, but this is going to be the anti-rock fight. A lot of up and down action. James Madison, the conference's leading 3-point shooting team. George Mason, a team that likes to get out in transition if they had their druthers. So it'll be a fun track meet to watch on this one.
Rest of Saturday's action includes William & Mary heading to Boston to take on Northeastern. Georgia State plays host to Towson, and UNCW at home against Drexel. And links to all of these games for live stats, audio, and video web streaming is available at CAAsports.com. And Mike, if people want to read more about you, your blog on CAAHoops.com, they can also follow you on Twitter as well.
At CAA Hoops, I kind of make it easy on people.
And if anybody wants to tweet the show or tweet Mike, use the hashtag CAAHoops. And for Mike Litos, I'm Bobby Broyles. Thanks for joining us on our very first episode of CAA Court Report, and enjoy the games.